If you want to improve the comfort of your Meta Quest 3, then upgrading the facial interface on here is one of the easiest ways of doing it. So I've got 4 different options here that we're going to look at. There's pros and cons to each of them. And so by the end of this video, you'll know which of these is right for you. Let's get into it. Right, so first up, we are going to look at probably what I think is one of the most interesting ones out of the lot here, just because it does something different that the others don't do. And I say it's different because with the others, whilst you do get one facial interface, with this one you get 3. Which is just crazy. I mean, all 3 of these basically are carbon copies of each other. They just differ by the fabric that is on the face pad. So they've all got vents across the top for helping to keep your face cool. And then they've got the same nose guard on the bottom. I wouldn't say it's the best nose pad or nose guard at sort of keeping light out, but it does a fairly good job at doing that. Plus, it is actually really comfortable on the side of my face. So you've got the default PE leather that you see on most other facial interfaces. There's also a slightly more breathable cloth one that is aimed to keep you cooler. And then there's another one here which is designed to keep you even cooler than that. So you literally have 3 options for the price of one of which you want to use with a headset. So if you've got 3 people in your house, up to 3 people in your house, and you kind of share the same VR headset, you can each choose a facial interface that you want to use. So the base plate goes onto the Quest 3 first, then you get to choose which of these 3 facial interfaces you want to have on your Quest 3, and it just magnetically attaches. That's the leather one. Take that off, go put this sort of ice cool one on. That just snaps on. Take that one off, and then put this cooler cloth one on as well. Also, if you're someone who wears glasses, they come with these spacers, and these are also magnetic as well. So they just magnetically attach to each other. And there's 2 that these come with. These then snap onto the faceplate. Then you get the facial interface. Then snaps on to that. If you've got people that have some with glasses and some with not, and you're sort of swapping and changing all the time, it's just really easy to sort of snap a facial interface off, take your spacers off, put the facial interface back on again, and then keep playing. The convenience does come at a slight cost though from a light leakage perspective, because these kind of just magnetically snap onto each other. There is the ever so slightest amount of light that can get in between the grooves or in between the connections. But I think it's great. I mean, I haven't seen anybody else do something like this. It's a real innovative take on facial interfaces. It's definitely worth a look if you've got lots of people that use a single VR headset. This whole thing costs $40, which I think is a crazy price considering you're getting 3 facial interfaces and you get the spacers as well. So now we're going to move on to the Kiwi Design one. This is the Kiwi Design V3. This is the simplest and cheapest out of all of the 4 that we're looking at here. Kiwi Design have been making facial interfaces since the original Quest, and I've been using them for years. So this is just a super simple design. There's no adjustability to this, so you can't sort of adjust the distance from here to the headset itself. I've never needed to adjust it anyway. You've also got vents on the top and also on the bottom as well, so that's going to help hot air escape out of your headset and draw cool air in to help keep you cool, and also to help your lenses from not fogging up. From a fit perspective, it fits really nicely on my face. They've done a redesign of the nose guard. So if you can see it here, there's a redesign of the nose guard, and it goes really far up. That's in an effort to try and cancel out any light sort of leaking in from under your nose. And it does a pretty good job of that. But I do find that it now sits really close, just underneath my eye. I'm not too sure if you can see that. And that gets a little bit annoying for me. It's going to depend on your face shape as to whether you find that annoying or not. I do like the fact that these come with 2 face pads, so you've got a replacement one if that one wears out for some reason. And putting it on your headset is dead easy, so it just clips onto the headset. These are dirt cheap as well. These are around $37 on the Kiwi Design website, but I've seen them down to around $20 on Amazon, so it's a super cheap way of upgrading the comfort on your Quest 3. Next one is the AMVR one. This is their latest one for the Quest 3, and this is the Q3 FC3. This is an update to their previous facial interfaces because now we've got adjustable dials on both sides of the facial interface. So that's if you want it as close to your headset as you possibly want it to. And then if you want to move your face further away from the headset, you just twist the dial like that. And you do the same on both sides. The big advantage of this is that the light leakage, or the lack of light leakage on this version of their facial interface, is a lot better than their previous versions. And that's even with their venting on the top, which is going to help hot air come out of your headset. From a comfort perspective, there is one design difference that this has over the others. This has quite a wide top bar across the top. So if you've got an Elite style head strap like this one that I've got here, that's going to help distribute the weight across your forehead a lot better. The downside of that is that if you've got a head strap like a Halo head strap, especially like the Bobo VR ones, then you can get a bit of a conflict between the height of this. I'll go and get one, hang on. So if you've got this and you're trying to put it into position in conjunction with the Halo head strap that I've got here, the forehead bar and the wide bar at the top of the facial interface can just kind of get in the way. More so if you've got a smaller face. I don't have the problem because I have a big face, but it is just something to be mindful of. This is probably, out of the three we've tried so far, this is the widest out of the three. So it's not as tight, I guess, as the other two are. So if you've got a bigger or a wider face, then you're going to find that this facial interface is going to fit you better. That is one of the problems with trying to recommend facial interfaces, because everyone's got different face shapes and head shapes, and what works for one person doesn't work for someone else. So hopefully this is helping. The nose guard, it is attached, but it's also a lot looser, if you can kind of see there. So it's okay, but depending on your nose shape, you are going to notice letting in maybe more or less light, depending on the shape of your nose. But other than that, I mean, I've had no problems with it. It's super comfortable to wear. It's a good facial interface. And price-wise, this retails for around $35 on their website, but I have seen it on Amazon down to around $22. Again, that's pretty cheap for a facial interface. If you don't want a cheap facial interface, then you get this one. This is the Oblik Design facial interface. If there was a Formula One car of facial interfaces, this would probably be it. The main reason for that is that this uses a 3D scan of your face, and they create a custom-made facial interface that is exactly made to match the contours of your face. So the worry about whether a facial interface is too narrow or too wide, or it curves too much or too little, not a problem, because they've taken a scan of your face. You've then got this silicone face pad over the top, which is hypoallergenic, it's really good on your skin, it sticks without rubbing, and you've got vents in the top to help keep you cool as well. The price for this is $89, which, if you consider some of the others are $20, does seem quite expensive. But it is a custom-made facial interface made exclusively for you. And this fits me perfectly, and even the nose guard on it, which doesn't even have a flap on it, because it's designed to fit your nose, there's very, very little light leakage coming in through this. So I think if you're a heavy user of VR and you use that a lot, that makes this worthwhile. There is a caveat to getting this though, because in order to get a good, accurate 3D scan of your face, it has to use an iPhone. So it has to use an iOS device in order to get that scan. So unless you've got an iPhone, you're not going to be able to order this. The other caveat at the moment is that it's only available in the US. They are starting to ship to more countries. I know they've started to ship to Canada, and they are looking at sort of UK and Europe and other places, but that's just going to take time. So I would say keep an eye on their website as they make this more available in more countries. So any of these options are going to be an upgrade over the default facial interface on your Quest 3, which I personally don't like. So pick any one and I don't think you'll be unhappy. I do think certain ones though suit different types of people. If you are someone who's got a headset and you share it with lots of other people, I do think the Globular Cluster F3 is a really good option, because it's 3 facial interfaces, you can share it around, and the magnetic interface just makes it really easy for adapting and changing the headset really quickly and easily. The Kiwi Design one is no nonsense, it's the cheapest one here, it's a good solid build, the nose guard is good at blocking out light, and for $20 I don't think you can go far wrong with this. If you do need a little bit of adaptability in your depth though, then the AMVR one makes good sense because of the adjustable dials on either side. Also, that wider bar is more suited to Elite style head straps, so if you've got one of those, this makes sense as well. And if you are a power user or a frequent user of VR headsets, then the custom-made Oblik Design facial interface makes good sense because you're going to get your money's worth. So there we have 4 different facial interfaces to upgrade the comfort of your Quest 3. If you are going to get one of these, let me know which one in the comments down below. And if you've already got one, let me know what you think about it as well. I will put purchase links to all of these in the description down below so that you can go check them out for yourself. If you want to check out even more Quest 3 accessories, then be sure to check out the link up here. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share it. Consider subscribing if you're not. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.